a big list up here that some people have given us some questions, but you guys just want to throw some stuff out there right now? Is there anybody that?
Yeah.
Out of everything that happened to you, what did you fear the most?
What do I fear the most? That's a really good question. You know, I have been through a lot of bad things, but you know, I remember when I was in this camp called displaced camp in Western South Sudan. You know, even though the enemy was shooting people, even though the whole village was burned down, you know, but most of the scary thing that I remember, it was the airplane, you know, because it can just come without warning and just drop bombs, you know, and if you run, because we did not try, say you run, will cut you into half. And I've seen some people being cut into half, their arm cut off and all of that. Yeah, so certain when you think about military airplane, like, okay, what is going to happen? But it's one of the worst things that I remember, because in all the displaced camps that I live in, we had been bombed by the airplane.
One more question for you.
Yes.
We read an article about how you're raising money to build a school. Are you still working on that, or have you reached your goal?
Yes, yes, we've been raising money. We raised about $50,000, and because of that $50,000, and we have two students in college, right? So what we planned was like, you know what? We build a school, like let's say a nice classroom like this, and we have no teachers, right? Then that'll be waste of money, because you don't need to build a nice building. Just put a student in there, and there's no qualified teachers to teach them. So what we did, we take that money and we sponsor two students. Yeah, so those two students, one of the requirements when they graduate from college, they will be graduating next year. When they graduate, they will have to go back and teach at the school that we will build, you know, because most of the students, like you are 8th grade, right? Back home, 8th grade is being taught by 8th grades, you know, or high school graduate, you know. So when we look at that, we're like, you know what, instead of building that 50,000 to build a classroom, and we don't have teachers, it would be very difficult and be waste of money. So why don't we sponsor a student first, so that we have teachers, and by the time we build the school, we have some really qualified teachers to teach kids so that they can learn something from that class. So yes, so we raised about $50,000 or more, but we used that most of it to sponsor those two kids. But our goal right now, Brent just got done working on our budget last week, and so our budget right now, Brent projected that it's going to be about $125,000. Initially, our budget was about $350,000, and that's for building a school for about 400 students. But that dream is difficult to achieve. It's a lot of money. So what we did, we break it down to build it by phases, like phase 1, phase 2. So Brent came up with contacted a lot of architect firms in the area. We have this guy who has been working with us for a long time. He is an architect in Seattle, and so he figured out about how much it would cost, because our plan is to build it here and then shift into South Sudan. It's going to be more expensive, but if we build it here and ship it there, it's going to last for a long time. So because the quality of the material. So so that money that we have raised so far, we have reserved it for the scholarship, and the budget that Brent just came up with, after doing research, he did it for a couple months. So it's not easy. He's doing it right now as a full-time volunteer, and we are not paying him any dime or penny. So it's from his art and what he has seen and what he thinks that education is very important. So he has been working on putting a budget together. He just got done with it, and that's our goal for this year, that we will have to raise. We have to, but yes, what we really need to raise, so that we can start a school construction by January of next year, because that will be the summertime. Yeah.
think they'd love to get a picture with you.